There's going to be a little bit of a contest in this video, so the comments will be disabled in the very beginning, but as soon as the comments are enabled, the contest will be over. So just to kind of clue you in there. So check it out. Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. I am in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota, and I'm checking out a fairly unique vehicle. It's only 1,000 made, and this is number 513 of that 1,000. It's a 2016 Scion FRS Release Series 2.0. Lots of interesting design features and a very unique color. Inside looks amazing, so you got to check it out. So right off the bat, you'll notice these TRD 17-inch aluminum wheels, forged aluminum wheels, staring right back at you. And all four-wheel discs are ventilated, so it has four-wheel disc brakes. They're all ventilated. So this is a very unique color of this vehicle, and it's kind of an interesting name. Now on the window sticker it says Desert Khaki, but on the website it says Lunar Storm. So I'm not sure exactly if they changed the name of the color or if they changed the color, but either way I just want to throw that out there, that there's two names that it could be called. So here in the front you have, this part of the release series is the LED daytime running light string there on the inside of the HID projector high beam and low beam headlights. So they're bifunction. But check it out, you also have that spoiler there, that front lip spoiler is part of the aero package. This vehicle actually has a lower center of gravity than a Porsche Cayman, which is very interesting. But that part of that is because of the engine design. But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit more later on. So this is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key, and some people call it a smart key. But it has the lock and unlock buttons there. You open up the trunk, panic button. You also have the Scion emblem there on the back side. You also have a physical key that you could take out by pushing this button here on the side if it would ever focus. But the physical key is right in here, and there's a little button here to open it up. So basically it's designed to have the key in your pocket, so you don't actually have to take the key out of your pocket to use the vehicle. So walking up to the vehicle with the key in your pocket, if you wanted to lock the doors, you just place your finger there, and it senses the position of your finger. It senses the key within a close proximity of the vehicle. That's why I like to call it proximity key instead of a smart key. And then it'll lock the doors. Now if you want to unlock it, all you have to do is put your hand behind the handle. It senses your hand position there, unlocks the door. So before we check out the inside, I want to show you the window sticker. And you see it says Desert Khaki, and it also says black fabric. Now it's not fabric on the inside, so I don't know if this is a typo or what, but that's what it says nonetheless. So you can see all the options there. Now of course you use the pause button to get it all in detail if you need to. And check it out, here's a little FRS release series, kind of breaking down all the different additional options that you get with the release series. And here's the import sticker showing you that it was actually made in Japan. So the interior is absolutely stunning. Now you have this brown color right here, all soft to the touch. You have the French stitching. You also have this perforated soft to the touch black surface here around the door, around your arm. Very soft to the touch armrest. Really amazing looking. You also have like a textured plastic around the power window and door locks. This is also a soft to the touch padded surface as well around the speaker, which looking pretty cool. You also have a bottle holder there, and you have this metallic accent right here on the side. Really stunning door. As soon as you open it up, you're like, wow, look at this. This is something different. All right, so the threshold is accented with that aluminum, kind of matching the pedals over there, which I'll show you in a few minutes. But you have this plastic surface over here to kind of slide in the vehicle, but right in here you actually have this rubber grip surface that's perforated. I guess you can kind of grab that and get situated in the chair possibly. I'm not sure, but it's pretty neat nonetheless. Okay, so check out these seats, man. Alcantara suede leather trim seats with the French stitching, accent stitching there in contrast to the colors there in white. So absolutely amazing, matching the doors and the dash and everywhere else. And here's the magic number, 513 out of 1,000. You can see it's embroidered there with the contrast stitching. This is an Alcantara suede surface there as well. Absolutely stunning interior. Your glove compartment is smooth plastic, so you can clean it out easy, but it's pretty good size for this size vehicle. Floorboard, plenty of room here in the front. Not so much in the back, but here in the front you have plenty of leg room, and the floor mats are actually clipped in so they don't slide around on you. And it's kind of like a Berber carpet design there, textured, with the FRS name in there on the side, which is looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look here in the back seats. They are like bucket seats. They're very bolstered there at the bottom, more flat there on the back, unlike the front seats. But you do have the latch car seat system, so you can put car seats in here. And you have a center armrest, which is pretty cool. You have the same stitching in Alcantara suede there in the back as well. You have a little speaker there on the side with the perforated texturing right here, looking all sporty. And the legroom back here is not very significant at all. Actually, when you have the front seat all the way back, you actually have no legroom. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have really tall people in the front seat, the back people better be really short, or maybe a car seat or something like that. The fuel door is on the passenger side, and it's a lockable door. So let's go ahead and check that out. So once you unlock it, you have a little door that swings open. You have the fuel cap here that has a little tether and a little place to put the cap when you're pumping your gas, so it's completely out of the way. Let's take a look here in the back. And I don't know if you notice here, it has a deck lid spoiler that's matching color, which is looking awesome. That's part of the aero kit. So the exhaust tips are really awesome. You have the chrome tip exhaust, dual exhaust back here. Now it's not true duals, it is a split from one pipe into two, but it still looks awesome. So back here we have the backup camera, a little bit offset, so when you're backing up you see it's not in the very center, but it does give you certainty as you're backing up, just to kind of make sure nothing's in the way. Now this black portion back here, it's kind of textured similar to carbon fiber. It's not real carbon fiber, but it kind of has that texturing, which looks pretty neat. So let's go ahead and take a look here in the trunk. You can of course use the key, but as long as you have the key with you, you can just push this button under here and it kind of pops it open. It leaves it kind of right there, and then you lift it up. It's not very heavy. So there's your opening, and pretty good size for a vehicle this size. I was impressed when I first saw the trunk. It has a pretty good amount of room. It goes all the way far into the far reaches there to the right and left, kind of help you squeeze in whatever you want. And also you can fold these seats down. It's actually one big seat that can fold down, and that way you can really add to your cargo space. And since your passenger space is kind of limited anyway, it might be a good idea to utilize that to add to your cargo space when you need it. So under here is your spare tire and tools under here, like so. And it is a steel wheel back here, so it's not a matching or anything, but it does have a spare tire. And not a lot of new cars, well, there is quite a few new cars on the market that are not sold with a spare tire, so just be aware of whether you're buying a vehicle with one or without. So under here you have the little escape handle, so if you're planning on locking somebody in the trunk, it's not going to work. They're just going to pull that handle and get right back out. You'll notice the name Subaru will be stamped here and there around the vehicle. That is because Toyota and Scion and Subaru kind of did a collaboration and made this vehicle. So I have a question for you. Can you tell me what this is? This little circle. If you can tell me what that is, then you can win a little bit of a prize. I'm going to leave my email address in the description, and I'm going to disable comments like I said before. If you could just tell me what that circle is and what it's used for in an email address, send me your address, your physical address, your mailing address, so I can send you something, and I will send you, for the first 100 people only, one of my prop bills. Now this is a kind of a promotional bill. It has my YouTube name and everything on there. It says meet me on YouTube. These were professionally made by a prop movie company, so it's super high quality. It looks amazing. It has a QR code so people can go straight to my channel, and the ink does not fade with water or anything like that. So it's a super high quality little promotional bill that I have. So for the first 100 people, I'll send you one of those. Just send me an email with the correct answer and your mailing address, and I'll send it to you. As soon as the comments are enabled and my email address is gone, then you know that the 100 is already gone. So good luck. So to start it up, as long as you have this key inside the vehicle, it can be in your pocket, it can be in the cup holder, wherever. You just put your foot on the brake, hold it, and push this button. So here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. You can see the floor mat hooks in place, which is a good safety feature. You also have a place to put your left foot there and your accelerator and brake pedals there. Now you'll notice that they are covered up in a protective film. They actually will look aluminum in color, that silver color, once you take off the protective coating. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a little latch a little bit to the right of the emblem here. So you can just kind of reach in, you can feel it on the bottom, just move it towards the center, and you lift the hood up. Very light hood. I'm sure it's aluminum. It's extremely light, it's easy to lift up. It does require a prop, and the prop is right here. And you just lift it up and prop it in place. So let's go ahead and take a look at this engine. It's a 2.0 liter. Now it's a boxer engine. So, and you notice it says Toyota and Subaru D4S boxer engine. And basically what it means is that there's 2 cylinders going to the left, completely flat engine, 2 cylinders going to the right. And this allows the center of gravity of the vehicle to be low because the engine is low down. It also has 2 exhaust manifolds that exit out of the bottom of the vehicle, which helps out with heat dissipation. And there's quite a few different advantages to the boxer design, which will, a lot of people have gone into that. But anyways, this one has 200 horsepower with 151 pound-feet of torque, and the induction system is a direct injection and sequential port injection, which is pretty interesting. There's your the top of your McPherson strut towers there. You also have some support braces there to the center of the vehicle to each strut tower. There's your battery, easily located right there, easily accessed anyway. Let's take a look at the driver's side door inside of it. Same thing as the other side, all the awesomeness of the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. You have an automatic feature, one touch up and down for both the driver and the passenger. There's your door lock controls. You also have side mirror controls there. So here's your seat on the driver's side. Now this one is a height adjustable seat, so you can go raise it higher or lower using this little pumper handle there. Really love the seats and the colors and everything about them. So right in here you have a little button to pop your trunk. You also have a headlight adjustment. You can kind of adjust your headlights on the fly there, and then you have your interior dimmer switches for your gauges right there. The steering column is a tilt and a telescoping steering column, and you can lock it in place with this little lever under here. So here we are on the inside. Very, very impressive. The use of that Alcantara suede there on the dash is really doing it for me. I really like that material. It looks good. It just kind of screams quality to me anyway, especially with the stitching as well. Picking up a little bit of a glare from the back window as far as the screen. The camera's picking it up more than my eyes. I can actually see the screen fine, but the camera just kind of makes it look like there's this big glare when it does. It's not really that bad in person. Okay, so let's look over here. And this steering wheel is super impressive to me. It's the dual tone with the brown and the black, and it's all leather stitched. and you have like a smooth leather up here, and then you have the perforated textured leather here on the sides. Nice comfort grip here. You have the bolsters there. Scion emblem. Really love the Scion emblem. And the metallic accents. Very comfortable and just firm. It's not too cushy. It just has this really firm and good thickness too. On the back of the steering wheel, you have these paddle shifters, so you can cycle through the gear ratios like manually, so that way you have more control of the shift points if you need to. And they're very easy. They come down very far, so they're easy to hold, and also they turn with the steering wheel, so they're actually mounted to the steering wheel, which is good. Your cruise control is right down here, and you can just make sure it's on by pushing that button. You can set it by pulling it down, change through your speeds, and cancel it by pulling it in. So right over here is your headlight controls, including an automatic function, and there on the right is your windshield wiper and washer controls there. So here's your gauges. Super sporty looking. I mean, look at that. That just looks really cool to me. You have that bright, the emphasis is on the tachometer, the RPMs right there in the center, the very bright, easy to read numbers there. You have the red line at like 7.5. That's amazing. So you also have a digital speedometer there with the RPMs, and you also have the odometer there and what gear you're in. And your speedometer is off to the left, and look at that, it kind of swings down like a pendulum and goes all the way up, and it goes up to 160 miles an hour. That's pretty cool. So I guess the actual speedometer is not going to go very far. It's just going to swing down here as you're driving, which is pretty interesting. Majority of the speedometer is not going to be used. Okay, so over here, your fuel gauge and your temperature gauge, engine coolant temperature that is there to the right. Right in here you can change your speedometer, your digital speedometer to kilometers per hour, and then you have an odometer trip, and then you have a little display button which can kind of change your display here on the where it shows the odometer. So I'm going to kind of push that button just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. It has the outside temperature, average miles per gallon, or real-time miles per gallon. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 7-inch touchscreen radio. So you have a traditional volume knob here, and then your phone button there, and some buttons there on the side. You have a voice recognition for, answering calls and stuff like that. But as far as your different audio sources, you have AM, FM, you have AHA, which is an online radio service. USB uses your cell phone once you connected to it, the app there. USB port, auxiliary input, and Bluetooth audio, streaming straight from your phone wirelessly, which is pretty cool. So let's kind of look at the screen here and see what it looks like. You have your presets here on the left. Kind of a picture shows up right here. You can adjust your sound, your bass, mids, and treble, and then front and back, that kind of stuff. You also have a bunch of settings over here by pushing that little gear. So you have general settings. You can set up your Bluetooth phone. You can change the display. You can change the camera, the brightness, stuff like that. Just below the radio, you have a digital clock, and I like the way they have that separate from the radio, so you know right where to look, and it's easily adjusted with these little buttons right here. You can zero it out there. You have your full-wave flashers, and this one has dual climate control. So you have a dual automatic climate control. You have a temperature on the driver's side, you have a temperature on the passenger side. You can sync those by turning the dual feature off, so they're both the same. So now when I adjust one, both of them will be the same. But also, here's your fan speed. You could turn the climate control off here if you need to. You can recirculate the air. You have the air conditioning, and your rear defrosters are right here. You have a little storage pocket right in here, just a tiny one. So I guess you can put a little tiny cell phone or change or something there. And then you have an auxiliary and USB ports behind that cover. We already saw the start button here. But check out this shifter. It kind of looks like a manual transmission. When I first saw it, I was like, hey, there's a manual, but it's actually an automatic, which is fine. But it just reminded me of a manual with this big boot right here. So you have this kind of a synthetic leather boot right here, and then you have this, I don't know if this is real leather or not, but it's very comfortable shifter knob. So let's go ahead and shift it down in reverse so we could take a look at the backup camera. You can see it is distorted quite a bit because of the wide angle viewing angle, which is good because you want to see as much as you want as much as possible back there when you're backing up, but you can see it's a little bit offset, which is fine. You just got to get used to that that view. Down the neutral and then drive. This is your normal drive position. It's going to cycle through the gear ratios for you. But if you ever wanted to manually change through the gears with the shifter, you can do that with just by sliding it here, and then you see you have a plus and a minus. It's kind of like a ratchet shifter, and you can manually cycle through the gears that way. Instead, it's an alternative to the paddle shifters. There's your parking brake here. And your vehicle stability control, you can change that to sport if you want to, like spin tires and stuff. You can turn traction control off, and you can do your sporty stability control. Definitely don't recommend doing that unless you're really, you know, want to spin tires, or if you're stuck or something, you need to spin tires to get loose. So I don't really recommend doing that, but those are there if you want to turn those, adjust those or anything. You know, you have the sport mode. You also have a snow mode, which is kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It basically kind of allows you to, I think it actually starts off in second gear. It slowly starts the vehicle so you don't spin out. That's my understanding anyway. I might be wrong. Please correct me in the comments if you want to. So heated seats. So not only do you have soft, supple, comfortable Alcantara seats that are looking awesome and sporty, but they're also heated, so that's pretty neat. Okay, so right in here you have these cup holders. You also have a little storage space and a 12-volt power supply, and this armrest is kind of small, but it slides forward and back, so you can kind of put it right where you want it. I guess it's wide enough to maybe share it with the passenger. I'm not really sure. Alright, so there's your rear view mirror, and your interior lights. You can turn those on like so, or you can have them on with the door. So you put it in that center position, and every time you open the door it'll turn on, or you can just have it off. There's your microphone for your Bluetooth phone system, and your visors are pretty neat. They have this little texturing right here, which is looking pretty sporty, and you have a mirror there with no lights, but that's fine. Let's take a look at the visibility in the back. Nice big window to look out of, and you can see pretty good. It has those side glass there on those side windows to help out with your blind spots, so the visibility is pretty adequate. I mean, pretty good for this type of vehicle, I guess you can say, especially considering you do have the backup camera and stuff like that. Okay, there you have it. 2016 Scion FRS Release Series 2.0, number 513 out of 1,000. So pretty unique car. I was really excited to see it, and I was really thankful to Sparks Toyota here in Myrtle Beach for allowing me to show it off. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Sparks Toyota, and I'll see you guys next time.